everyone. I'm actually Frew. I don't know if you ever have those days where just technology does not work for you. Well, today's one of those days for me. I've tried this about probably 8 or 9 times now, and every time something goes wrong. So I'm hoping that the voice text is working this time as well as the video. Um, but to get into the discussion, um, when I was looking at the different tools, of course, all of them were interesting. But with me being a first grade teacher, the 5 W's really stood out to me. And it's basically because, when I was young, I learned the where, and the why. And I think we all probably have. But there's so many different ways that you can use that. You can use it in reading for comprehension. You can use it for writing. You can use it just in interviews and anything. Those are the common questions that you hear. And Q-tips is almost the same. You see the who, the what, and the when, the where, and the why inside of the Q-tips frame. So when I was looking for similarities, a lot of the similarities were also differences. It led to the differences. So, like when you look at the key concepts of the key questions of the consumer, you know, who wrote the story, who created the text, what was the purpose, and what text used. Did everybody in the audience portray the information the same way? Where did the information come from, and why was it important? Like, why were they delivering it? So, in a roundabout way, just by rewording those questions and adding a little bit more, you see that in Q-tips, it's a little bit more in depth, which leads to the differences that I was talking about earlier. So you have the 5 W's, which are simple, basic questions, um, and they touch the things that we're familiar with. Um, so when you're looking at a website and you want to know who wrote it or who created it, those are things that are easy to find. But then when you're looking for who created it, why they created it, what was the purpose of it, those are the things that make you think a little bit harder and dig a little bit deeper. I was thinking the two different tools, and I went back to what the article was saying about how a checklist isn't always the best. It made me think, so many people have different opinions about things, and for some people, that checklist are the way of life, and for me, checklists are very important. I have a checklist for a lot of different things, and that's what keeps me on task, in order, and helps me accomplish things. So when you read different things like the articles and opinions of different people, it tries to make you think a different way. But overall, I feel like the checklist are what helps you be able to find out if the website is credible, if what is sorry, is the information valid. And when you list, you have this through it. So, although the 5 W's kind of look at different things, or just the basics, the Q-tips looks at the consumer's side as well as the producer side. So the consumers being the person that's reading the story or the article or the website, and then the producer is the one that created it. So you have your consumer side that you have to look at, as well as the producer. As the author or the creator, you have your own kind of checklist. Like, you know, um, I'm sorry. Did I deliver the information the way I needed to? Was it credible information? Could somebody check the validity of it and see that it is valid sources? Did I reach, or did I, sorry, lost my train of thought. Did I make my, did I get my point of, I was trying, and then, also when you look at the differences, it helps you with, your writing too, because you want to make sure that your writing is something that, you're portraying that your audience is able to portray the information that you're given in the same way as you're trying to say it. And of course, here I am being a producer and not being able to get my words out, which is probably the case for a lot of producers. But when you take it and you look at the media specialist side and how you can incorporate this into the media center, it depends on the age group, on what tool you use. So, for instance, I teach first grade, so my school is pre-K through second grade. And for that, I would not do Q-tips. I would stick to the 5 Ws. And of course, in school, any class, you can't just give them the information and say, hey, here, do it. So, of course, as the media specialist, you would need to model that for them, show them how to find the who wrote it, the when and the where, and all of that. And then you can take it and you can chunk it. You can group it, group people, and have one group find the who, one group find the what, the where, the when, and then you can come back at the end and put it all together and show them that their research is what helps you figure out, is this a valid source? Is this a source that we can get information from for research, and something that we can, I guess, something that we can use for our research and for answers. And then for upper elementary, middle school, and high school, I would definitely use Q-tips because it does allow them to dig deeper. It helps them to look at it from different points of view, from the consumer and the producer. And when you look at that, it could help them see, like, as they're the creators, if they're the writer, like, what do they want to see as the producer? What do they want their consumers, their readers, to see when they are, reading their sources or their work, their websites? So I can see how this can help for, checking the validity of a website, as well as, as a writer, trying to make your stuff, your writings, be valid for others to use. Um, the information that we learned from this will help me too when I'm looking for, you know, research based research based. I'm sorry, again, lost my train of thought. But when I'm looking for research based information to teach my children, is when I'm looking for interventions to use. So all of this can go back to the classroom, as well as, being a media specialist. So I hope what I have said made some sense. But I also am looking forward to reading your transcriptions and watching your videos and seeing your perspective on it as well. So I can't wait to reply to yours and see the replies from mine. Thank you.